Complexities of controlling the U.S. southern border. The U.S.-Mexico border stretches nearly 2,000 miles and has long been a focal point of political and humanitarian debates. Border control issues have evolved over time, shaped by migration, security concerns, and the economy. Starting in the 1980s, the number of undocumented immigrants surged due to economic instability in Latin America and limited legal pathways to enter the U.S. By 2007, the undocumented immigrant population peaked at around 12.2 million. As of 2023, estimates place the number of undocumented immigrants in the U.S. at around 11 million. These individuals come seeking better opportunities, often escaping violence and poverty, particularly in Central American countries. While many cross the border illegally, others overstay their visas. Over 50% of the estimated 11 million unauthorized immigrants in the U.S. didn't cross the border illegally, they overstayed their visas. These are individuals who entered the U.S. on temporary visas, such as for work, tourism, or education, and stayed beyond their permitted time. Visa overstayers often arrive through legal entry points, airports and seaports, making tracking and enforcement more complex. In fact, in 2019, there were more than 676,000 cases of visa overstays, outpacing the number of illegal border crossings that same year. One proposed solution is comprehensive immigration reform, which would create clearer legal pathways and a streamlined visa system. Others advocate for stricter border enforcement and increased penalties for those who overstay visas. The U.S. border is also a battleground in the fight against drug smuggling. Drug cartels, especially from Mexico, exploit weaknesses in the border to bring illegal substances into the country. Fentanyl, a synthetic opioid 50 times more potent than heroin, has become a primary concern. In 2023 alone, U.S. Customs and Border Protection seized over 50,000 pounds of fentanyl, a significant increase from previous years. These drugs contribute to the ongoing opioid crisis, which claims tens of thousands of American lives annually. Proposed solutions include increasing the use of advanced technology, such as drones, sensors, and X-ray machines, to detect drugs at ports of entry. Additionally, strengthening intelligence sharing between U.S. and Mexican authorities to disrupt the cartels. Human trafficking is another grave issue at the border, where vulnerable individuals, many of them women and children, are exploited by traffickers. Migrants often fall victim to smugglers who promise safe passage into the U.S. but instead subject them to forced labor or sexual exploitation. In 2022, U.S. authorities reported over 3,500 human trafficking cases at the southern border, though the actual numbers are likely much higher due to underreporting. The U.S. government has stepped up efforts to combat human trafficking by increasing training for border agents and enhancing collaboration with Mexican officials. The U.S. asylum system is overwhelmed by an influx of migrants, particularly from Central American countries like Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. In 2022, over 2.4 million migrants attempted to enter the U.S. to seek asylum, a sharp increase from previous years. The current system struggles to process these applications, leading to massive backlogs, with some cases taking years to be resolved. This has led to overcrowded detention centers and humanitarian crises at the border. Proposed solutions include expanding the number of immigration judges to speed up case processing and allowing asylum seekers to stay in safer third countries while their claims are reviewed. Some have suggested building temporary shelters at the border, while others argue for addressing the root causes of migration in Central America. The wall. While the idea of building a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border has been highly controversial. Sections of fencing and barriers have existed for decades, the debate reignited during Donald Trump's presidency, with calls to build a continuous wall to prevent illegal crossings. By the end of Trump's term, approximately 450 miles of wall of a 2,000-mile-long border had been constructed, costing around $15 billion. Critics argue that the wall is ineffective, with smugglers quickly finding ways to circumvent it. Proponents, on the other hand, believe it is a necessary tool for strengthening security. While the current Biden administration has paused new wall construction, the debate over physical barriers continues. Alternative solutions being explored include the use of drones, surveillance cameras, and increasing the number of Border Patrol agents. The challenges at the U.S. border are complex and multifaceted. From illegal immigration and asylum seekers to drug smuggling and human trafficking, the situation requires nuanced solutions that balance security with compassion. One thing is clear: addressing these issues will require both domestic reforms and international cooperation. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.